We're in Maui for a full week, and our goal is to visit the way we like to explore in our own travel style. We have one home base, a plan for a few big days, and enough flexibility built in to shift plans with the weather. It's a good thing we do because the trade winds are strong all week.
We usually lean on public transit and rideshare when we travel, but for Maui we make an exception. There are a lot of places here that are more remote, and having a car makes a big difference, so we rent one for the week and let ourselves break out of our comfort zone.
We take you through the trip in order, show you what works for us, and keep asking one question we always come back to. What's replicate worthy?
Maui is the second largest Hawaiian island with microclimates that change quickly depending on where you are. We stay on West Maui and Kaʻanapali, and that gives us a reliable home base for beach time and sunsets, even on days when we're out driving for hours.
We connect through Honolulu, then take a smaller inter-island plane over to Kahului. That short flight looks and feels almost like a coach bus in the sky. It's quick, it's simple, and you get a nice view of the islands without spending all day in the air.
The weather shapes the week. The trade winds are heavy, and the sky changes fast. We keep checking forecasts and radar, and we're willing to shift the plan so we can chase blue sky when it opens up.
If you enjoy calm, real-world travel videos like this, we'd love it if you'd like the video and subscribe. Surprisingly, a lot of our viewers watch on a TV, so if you're on a smart TV right now, look for the subscribe button under the video title, or click our channel name and subscribe from our channel page. We really appreciate you watching.
Our first flight is delayed about an hour, and we can see right away that it's going to make us miss our connection. We get onto a different connection, and it gets us to Maui only about an hour late. It's the kind of travel hiccup that feels annoying in the moment, and then you realize you're still getting there the same day, and you're fine.
At the Maui airport, we take the tram to the car rental center. It's a very short ride. We find the Alamo desk, and we choose a white Chevy Malibu. Now we're committed to exploring the whole island, not just the beach in front of our hotel.
On this trip, we also try something new and book our hotel, flights, and rental car as a vacation package through Costco Travel. It saves us quite a bit, and it comes with a resort credit and also waives the daily resort fee for our booking. Costco also lets both of us be listed as drivers at no extra cost, which is genuinely nice on a week like this. Parking is still separate at our hotel, and that $40 extra charge per day for self-parking really adds up fast.
We have mentioned a few brands so far, but just to be clear, on this trip, we're paying for everything ourselves and nothing is sponsored.
Before we head to West Maui, we do the most practical stop of the entire trip. We pick up a Walmart drive-up order we made while flying over the Pacific, with waters, sodas, snacks, mosquito repellent, and sunscreen. And then we pull out the collapsible cooler we brought for the trunk. We are doing this trip without any checked luggage, so we didn't bring any of that from home.
The cooler is a really nice addition to our trip. We fill it with ice from Walmart right away, and plan to top it off each morning with ice from the hotel ice machine. It will help us save quite a bit of money on snacks and drinks throughout the week. Food on Maui is expensive.
We drive to Kaʻanapali and check into the Royal Lahaina. We're moving a little fast because we have a goal for day one. We want to get in the ocean, even if it's just for a few minutes.
Royal Lahaina has been here a long time. The resort was built in 1962, which makes it one of the early Kaʻanapali properties. And it's set up as a mix of bungalow-style rooms spread throughout the grounds and a taller oceanfront tower. We're in the tower on the 5th floor, and we've got a balcony that looks out toward the ocean. A few buildings cut into the view, so it's not a totally wide-open panorama, but we can still see the water clearly. And throughout the week, we end up spotting whales from our balcony, which is such a fun surprise.
It also feels worth mentioning this with some respect, because it's part of the recent story here. After the August 2023 Lahaina wildfires, the resort closed to the public and provided shelter for displaced residents and survivors. It was closed for about 10 months, and then it reopened to guests in late summer 2024.
The room is comfortable and has a nice Hawaiian feel. It's not super fancy, but it's exactly what we need as a home base. When we first walk in, we notice the sliding door has shutter-style panels instead of curtains, and it's a simple detail that makes the room feel bright in the mornings.
We drop our bags, change into swimsuits, and head straight down for a quick dip before dinner.
Something we've never experienced before. When we dip our heads under the water, we can hear whales singing. It's actually pretty loud. It's something we'll never forget. Whale migration season in Maui is between December 15th to May 15th each year.
After that swim, we're already watching the light change. Even on a windy day, Kaʻanapali sunsets have this steady routine to them. The clouds break for a minute, the water turns into a mirror, and everything feels even more relaxed. For dinner, we go to Hono'api'ilani Food Truck Park.
Sean gets Mexican food, a burrito mojado from El Taco Borracho. It's a flour tortilla with chicken, lettuce, rice, beans, guacamole, sour cream, and it's topped with green sauce.
And Bo gets yellow curry with chicken and rice from Thai Food by Surrey. Both are delicious and honestly perfect for night one because they feel comforting and low pressure.
We end the night near the water. The trade winds are loud, the waves have texture, and we finally feel like the trip has started. We top off the cooler in our car with hotel ice and head out for breakfast.
We go to McDonald's for a uniquely Hawaii breakfast that we got hooked on during our Oahu trips. We both order the Spam, rice, and egg meal.
We're loving it. We enjoy every bite. For us, this Spam, rice, and egg breakfast is replicate worthy for a future Replicate Kitchen episode. Because it's simple, it's comforting, and it absolutely works as a travel day staple.
It rains today, and the trade winds keep pushing clouds through. It ends up being the perfect setup for rugged coastline stops, because the ocean has more energy and the lava rock looks extra dramatic when it's wet.
We stop at Nakalele Blowhole, and we're careful here on purpose. Wet rock and unpredictable surges are not something we want to test, so we treat it like a viewpoint and keep our distance.
Parking is one of the surprising costs this week. Our hotel parking is $40 a night, and we see paid parking at stops everywhere we go from a couple dollars to the high 20s. It's not a deal breaker, but it's worth budgeting for if you're planning a lot of driving days.
Dragon's Teeth is this jagged lava formation on the shoreline trail that literally looks like a row of teeth, and you walk down a short trail to get to it. In the rain, it's even cooler. The rock turns charcoal black, and the white foam behind it makes the whole thing stand out.
We also avoid a bigger parking fee here by finding a tiny free lot at DT Fleming Beach Park nearby, and walking past the Hana Kahua burial site to the Dragon's Teeth access trail.
After that, we stop at the Honolua store, which almost fooled us. It's really an ABC store in disguise. And we grab mochi malasadas, something we've never heard of before. We love mochi pancakes and mochi waffles, so seeing mochi malasadas sounded like something we needed to try.
Bo gets 2 ube ones. I get an ube and an original. They're made with rice flour, so they have that chewy mochi texture, and these make our list of replicate-worthy foods from this trip. We are going to have to try to make copycat versions over on Replicate Kitchen.
After this snack, we go to Times Supermarket. And this is fun for us because Times is owned by the same group behind Don Quixote in Hawaii. So we find some Japanese treats that we miss from our usual Oahu trips.
For lunch, we stop at L&L Hawaiian Barbecue. L&L started in Hawaii and has expanded to well over 200 locations across the US and internationally. So a lot of people recognize it even if they've never been to Hawaii.
We both order the chicken katsu curry plate because we're craving Japanese flavors. For us, this meal is a bit of a flop. The oil tastes a bit off, and the curry tastes like brown gravy with a huge scoop of curry powder mixed into it. Lesson learned. Stick to the classics and what a place is known for.
In the evening, right before sunset, something unbelievable happens.
2 endangered Hawaiian monk seals swim up to the beach in front of our hotel and nap for a few hours.
Hawaiian monk seals are one of the most endangered seal species in the world, and NOAA estimates the population is around 1,600 animals. The population has been improving, but it's still only a fraction of its historic size.
We stay back and give them space. NOAA's viewing guidelines in Hawaii recommend at least 50 feet from monk seals, and more if there's a mom and pup.
We decided to get out and explore the area, so we walked down the beach to Whalers Village, where we do a little window shopping. This place becomes our stand-in for International Marketplace that we're used to over in Oahu. We try on Maui Jim sunglasses. Everything looks so good through Maui Jim's brown lenses.
Whalers Village is the easiest walkable evening plan in Kaʻanapali. It opened in 1970, and it's a mix of restaurants, shops, and places to wander without needing a big agenda. There's also a whalebone display in one of the common areas, which feels especially fitting when you're here during whale season, and you've already started spotting spouts from the shore.
We're still full from lunch anyway, so a wandering, low-key night feels perfect.
We leave early for Haleakala, and the sunrise on the way up is beautiful. We're not doing the summit sunrise, we're intentionally going after sunrise because we don't want to deal with big crowds on this trip.
If you want to enter Haleakala National Park between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. for sunrise, you need a vehicle reservation. We time it for after sunrise so we can still get the big views without the pre-dawn parking situation. We buy an America the Beautiful pass because we plan on visiting more national parks over the next year and making more travel videos. If you want to follow along, subscribe.
We stop at Makawao Lookout, and the wind makes it feel like we're actually standing at such a high elevation. The mountainside is a steep volcano, and it's hard to believe it, but Haleakala's summit is 10,023 feet above sea level. We were just on the ground at sea level this morning. For lunch, we go to Genki Sushi. We're still not fully shaking our Japanese-influenced Oahu habits yet.
This one is probably a pass for next time. The novelty is fun, sushi comes out on little tracks like a mini bullet train, but the prices feel high for the quality of food you get.
I get jalapeno ahi nigiri, garlic tamago nigiri, and a novelty spam nigiri. Sean gets a dragon roll and a dynamite spicy tuna covered in poke.
Then we hit Maui's only 7-Eleven. It's in Kahului and is a quick stop for some of our favorite snacks, and it feels like a little Oahu nostalgia checkpoint. Check out our Oahu videos if you want to see why we love 7-Eleven in Hawaii so much.
After that, we decide to take advantage of the nice weather and head down to Wailea for a quick beach stop.
Wailea has a totally different vibe than Kaʻanapali. It feels more polished and tucked in, and the beaches down here sit in these little crescent-shaped coves that make the water look extra bright.
We swim at Wailea Beach Park in front of the Four Seasons, which people may recognize from Season 1 of The White Lotus. In person, it feels a bit more compact than it does on the show, but it's still fun to see it in real life, and it's funny how quickly your brain goes, oh, this is that place.
We also got lucky and found free public parking nearby, which felt like winning the lottery on an island where parking is often expensive, especially after paying for parking in so many other places this week.
And because we're us, we're already wearing swimsuits. We don't plan a full beach day here, but we love being ready for a quick swim when the moment is right. We get in for a bit, cool off, and then we keep moving.
Right after that, we do a quick snorkel at Polo Beach Park Cove. Yes, we had our snorkels in the trunk for our trip up to the top of the volcano. It's not a huge mission, just a short, let's see what's under the surface stop while we're already down in South Maui.
It ends up being the perfect little add-on. We keep it simple, stay close, and treat it like a bonus stop. The kind of thing that only works because we didn't overschedule the day.
And then it's back across the island toward West Maui, with that feeling you get after a long day where you've done a lot, but at the same time never felt rushed.
For dinner, we stop in Lahaina on our drive back to the resort and eat at Star Noodle. While there, we catch a really beautiful sunset.
It's hard to be in Lahaina without thinking about the August 8th, 2023 wildfire. Over 100 lives were lost, and more than 2,200 homes and businesses were destroyed. After the fires, Star Noodle reopened in a new oceanfront space that used to be Frida's.
Star Noodle originally opened in 2010, and it's become one of those Lahaina places everyone hears about. We each get the hapa ramen with rich pork broth, roasted pork belly, soft-boiled egg, kamaboko, bamboo shoots, bok choy, and mayu. It's delicious, and it's an easy recommendation.
And we add an order of steamed pork buns, served sandwich style, with roasted pork and house hoisin.
We end up eating in Lahaina twice on this trip, and it feels meaningful to be back in town and to see places open again, even as everything is still rebuilding.
The sunrise on the morning of the road to Hana is also beautiful, and the early start helps the day feel calmer.
It's a Tuesday morning, and breakfast and lunch are car snacks from our Walmart order. It saves money and keeps us from losing time when we have a reservation window to hit.
We pass some barbecue stands that smell amazing, but we have to make it to our reserved time at the Black Sand Beach, so we keep going. Later when we pass again on the way back, they're closed. It's a lesson we just learned about the road to Hana.
There are a lot of one-lane bridges, and the best way to handle them is to slow down early, take turns, and not try to force anything. If someone is already on the bridge, you wait. If you're unsure, you can wait and wave the other person through.
And if you notice cars stacking behind you, use the pullouts and let people pass. We imagine that locals can get a bit frustrated with tourists driving roads like these for the first time, so this is one habit that keeps the entire day a little more relaxed. The speed limit is mostly 15 miles per hour, which is a limit that tourists follow and many locals ignore.
Our centerpiece on this drive is Waianapanapa State Park. The black sand is the headline, but the whole coastline is what makes it memorable.
It's also one of the places you have to plan ahead. For out-of-state visitors, it's timed entry, and you can't just show up whenever you feel like it. The cost is $10 per car for parking and $5 per person for entry. So for the two of us in one car, it's $20 total. And you build your whole road to Hana day around the reservation window.
We booked our slot about 5 days ahead, and we get lucky with a nice weather day. On a week where we're watching the forecast constantly, we feel like we hit the jackpot.
And once you're here, you realize pretty quickly why they manage it with reservations. Even when it's not packed, it's a small area with a lot of people trying to do the same things at the same time. Photos, the trail, the viewpoint, and the beach itself.
The sand is darker than you expect. It's not just gray beach dark, it's properly black. And it shifts from smooth sand into a gravel and pebbly texture as you walk around. It feels like you're walking on warm, tiny lava pebbles.
It comes from volcanic rock that's been worn down into dark sand and little pebbles. The ocean does all the shaping, and you get this beach that looks totally different than anywhere else on the island.
But the part that surprises us is how much there is beyond the beach. The coastal trail feels like the real attraction. You're walking along black lava rock with the ocean pounding into the rocks below you.
And then you look out over the rock shapes, little arches and openings where the coastline has been carved out. You can tell the ocean has been working on these cliffs for a long time.
This is another moment where we're glad we planned ahead. The reservation system keeps crowds lower, and it really helps us enjoy our time.
If you're planning a trip on the road to Hana, the biggest tip is to treat Wailea like a real centerpiece. Don't cram it into a packed itinerary. Give it enough time to walk the trail and just stand there for a minute, because it's one of the most visually unique places we see all week.
We're back in the car, driving beautiful curves that wind along the coast. At the end of our planned route, we're heading back to Haleakala National Park, just 10,000 feet lower than the summit. Same park name, completely different scenery. Our new America the Beautiful Park Pass lets us back in.
We spray on some mosquito repellent and hike the Pīpīwai trail. We pass a huge banyan tree and then walk through the bamboo forest where the bamboo knocks together in the wind and becomes its own soundtrack.
The payoff is Waimoku Falls, and it's one of those moments where you listen to nature and let the view do the talking.
After the hike, we do a second, smaller hike along a path toward ʻīao Gulch for views. We are at the end of our planned route on the road to Hana, so it's time to turn around and start heading back toward our resort.
Like we said earlier, a lot of our viewers watch our YouTube videos on a TV. It's actually over 80% of you. This number really surprises us. If this kind of detailed trip coverage is helpful, we'd love it if you subscribed. It's free, and if you're on a TV, there should be an option to hit subscribe on your remote.
For dinner, we end up back at Whalers Village at Cafe Jai. Parking can get expensive at the Whalers Village parking garage, but even food court restaurants validate for 2 hours.
We learn a little hack. Cafe Jai will sell you a 2-hour parking validation for $1, even if you don't buy food. But we do buy food, so the validation is free.
Cafe Jai opened its first location in 2019 and expanded into a kitchen at Whalers Village, and they serve traditional plate lunch-style foods.
I ordered the huli huli chicken because those roadside barbecue stands that were selling it along the road to Hana earlier smelled so good. This is definitely replicate worthy for Replicate Kitchen.
I order the garlic chicken, crispy deep fried chicken tossed in soy garlic glaze and topped with sriracha aioli. Both plates come with macaroni salad and white rice.
Sean is not a macaroni salad person yet, so he goes with an extra scoop of rice in its place. Stay tuned.
This feels like a new chapter where we stop chasing our Oahu cravings and start leaning into Hawaiian classics.
Today is whale watching day. We do the 8 a.m. tour with Sea Maui, and we start and end at Whalers Village.
Sea Maui began in 2015, and they've built their business around beach loading on Kaʻanapali, which is part of what makes it feel so easy and fun.
We skip breakfast because we're focused on making the tour. We booked a morning tour because we heard that the ocean is a bit calmer earlier in the day on a windy week.
Sea Maui describes their whale season as mid-December through mid-April. We were there at the best time.
Seeing whales never gets old. The first spout looks small until your brain catches up and you remember how big the animal is.
And when a tail comes up, it's this calm reminder that you're watching something huge move through its own world, and you just happen to catch a moment of it.
After the tour, we finally buy the Maui Jim sunglasses we tried on earlier in the week, and we wish we had them on the road to Hana. And yes, everything looks even prettier.
Maui Jim started in the 1980s on Kaʻanapali Beach in Lahaina, selling sunglasses and building a reputation for polarization that makes colors pop in bright glare. And the brand still ties its identity to Maui even though corporate ownership has changed over time. Definitely give the brown polarized lenses a try. It gives everything a touch of that beautiful golden hour look.
For lunch, we use our resort credit at Royal Lahaina's Lahaina Noon Restaurant. Our Costco travel package includes $150 in resort credit, so this is a good moment to use a part of it.
We order a mochiko fried chicken sandwich with cucumber namasu and sriracha aioli, and a paniolo beef smash burger on a brioche bun with American cheese and Maui onion, plus fries.
We cut them in half and share. And the best part is the view. We're sitting there watching whales jump and dive while we eat, which feels like the most Maui lunch possible.
Then we splurge at Royal Scoop and get double scoops of ice cream for each of us, again using a part of our resort credit. Thanks, Costco.
If you're enjoying this trip and you want the deeper videos we make from each day, hit like and subscribe. It helps more than you think, and it tells us you want the real details, not just a highlight reel.
For dinner, we find Kitchen 5315 at Napili Shores, a hotel resort area a bit north of our hotel. It's a tiki bar and restaurant.
I get the kalua pork and cabbage plate with rice and macaroni salad.
I get the teriyaki cheesesteak sandwich with fries. Both are delicious, and both feel replicate worthy for Replicate Kitchen. Today starts early because we go back toward the road to Hana for Twin Falls. We wish we hadn't missed it on our first Hana day, but we had a timed reservation for the Black Sand Beach, and we didn't want to risk showing up late.
Twin Falls is on private land at Wailea Farm near mile marker 2.1 on the Hana Highway, and you enter through the farm. You pay to park, and that parking fee is basically your access to the trails. It's $10 per vehicle. There are about 55 spots. It's first come, first served, and there are no reservations, so getting there early is a real advantage.
Once you're in, it's a great choose-your-own-effort stop. The lower falls are closer and easier to reach, and then you can keep going along the river toward the upper falls, with a few different waterfall and swimming spots along the way.
We start with the lower falls, then follow the trail along the river up to the upper falls. And here's the biggest practical tip: wear water shoes and mosquito repellent. To reach the upper falls, you do have to walk through a shallow river crossing, actually a few of them, and it's way more comfortable and safer than trying to do it barefoot. We've also learned our lesson about forgetting mosquito repellent in the past.
When we get to the upper falls, we don't even plan on swimming, but we're already wearing our swimsuits because that's something we like to do in Hawaii. If there's even a chance we'll end up in the water, we want to be ready.
So we decide in the moment, get in and swim right up under the falls. It's such a payoff. Our shirts become towels, we dry off in the sun, and we head back down the trail feeling like we just added a bonus stop to the trip.
One planning note for visitors: Twin Falls has a locals-only day every first Saturday of the month, so make sure to look at the calendar when choosing the day you visit. Breakfast is delayed today, and please don't judge us, but we go back to McDonald's for Spam, rice, and egg plates. We make it there about 30 minutes before breakfast cutoff. We add fruit punch because for us, it's part of our original Hawaii McDonald's tradition. Yeah, that's good.
Lunch is a non-traditional TikTok-inspired find. We go to Down to Earth and get a mango sticky rice super smoothie.
They use tapioca instead of rice, so it's drinkable through a straw, and it's amazing. This is absolutely replicate-worthy for Replicate Kitchen, and it feels very doable to clone at home.
After that, we start with Pīpīwai Heritage Gardens. It's an easy, quiet walk, and it's a nice way to slow the day down before we go into the valley.
The gardens are meant to reflect the different communities that helped shape Maui over time, so it's a calm stop, but it also has a lot of meaning if you take a second to read the signs and look around.
Then we head over to ʻīao Valley, and this part does require a timed entry. For non-residents, it's $10 per car for parking and $5 per person. So for 2 adults in 1 car, it comes out to $20 total.
Once we're inside, the main landmark you're looking for is the ʻīao Needle. Its Hawaiian name is Kuka Imoku, and it rises about 1,200 feet from the valley floor, so it really does stand out even when clouds and mist are moving through.
The valley itself feels completely different than the beach. It's lush and calm, and everything is green in a way that makes you naturally slow down.
And this area is also tied to Hawaiian history. The Battle of Pīpīwai happened here in 1790 during Kamehameha I's campaign to unify the islands. which adds a lot of weight to a place that's already visually powerful.
After visiting the ʻīao Needle, we went to Ululani's for shave ice. This was the Kihei location at 61 South Kihei Road. We visited one of their Honolulu locations in our 8 Days in Oahu video last year.
Ululani's opened their first little shop in Lahaina in 2008, and it grew into one of the most well-known shave ice names on Maui.
Sean went for Pog-inspired flavors, and when I saw they had a temporary dragon fruit flavor, I immediately started building a Galaxy's Edge Batu blue milk-inspired combo with dragon fruit, pineapple, and watermelon. The one flavor it was missing is lime. I highly recommend this one.
We both added macadamia nut ice cream to the bottom, and we did the snow cap with sweetened condensed milk on top. Authentic shave ice is replicate worthy and something we will be moving high on our list of foods to attempt on our Replicate Kitchen channel.
Then we go to Big Beach. It's beautiful, but it's a place where you respect the ocean because conditions can be powerful.
For dinner, we find ramen bones, and it ends up being a really happy surprise. We both get chicken katsu curry to redeem the L&L experience, and it hits perfectly. We also get pan-fried gyoza, and the owner is very kind.
It's not the most Hawaiian classic meal of the week, but it's one we're genuinely glad we found. We used the last of our resort credit at Lahaina noon for breakfast because we see the ube pancakes on the menu.
It ends up being either an order of pancakes for $21 or the buffet for $25 each with fried rice, eggs, fruit, sausage, and juices. We do the buffet.
Our server says the pancakes are ube, the sign says blueberry, and it doesn't really taste like either, so who knows. The fried rice is delicious though, and we basically share the breakfast with pigeons. After breakfast, we grab our snorkel gear and drive to Olowalu Beach, a coral reef home to sea turtles accessed from a narrow, sandy beach.
After snorkeling at Olowalu, we stop back at Royal Scoop for ice cream to finish out the credits. Then we head out again.
We snorkel at Black Rock too, and we realize that we've pretty much seen turtles every time we snorkel on this trip. It never stops being exciting, even when it keeps happening.
Quick note, because this matters in Hawaii. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration recommends giving sea turtles space and staying at least 10 feet away, both in the water and on shore.
If a turtle swims toward you, the best move is to stop kicking, stay calm, and slowly back away so it can pass without feeling crowded.
And the big don't list is simple. Don't touch them, don't chase them, don't block their path, don't surround them, and don't feed them. Sea turtles are protected under federal and state law, and disturbing or harassing them can lead to serious fines.
We weren't expecting to see so much wildlife on this trip, and it's been amazing.
And near our resort, we dip our heads under the water and we can still hear whales singing just like day one. It's loud, and we love that it can be captured on camera.
Dinner tonight is a trip highlight. We go to Aloha Mixed Plate in Lahaina.
It's busy. We snag reservations, and we park at the Lahaina Cannery shopping area and walk over.
Aloha Mixed Plate is part of the Old Lahaina Luau Group's restaurant family. Old Lahaina Luau dates back to 1986, and Aloha Mixed Plate opened in 1996.
While we're eating, we can actually peek over and see the Old Lahaina Luau happening next door, which makes us want to come back and do it properly next time. If you have been to Maui and had a favorite luau, please let us know in the comments which one you suggest.
I order the shoyu chicken. At Aloha Mixed Plate, it's boneless chicken braised in sweet soy sauce, and it's amazing. This is absolutely replicate worthy for Replicate Kitchen.
I get the eponymous dish here, the Aloha Mixed Plate, with shoyu chicken, thinly sliced teriyaki ribeye, and the fresh fish with their house-made tartar sauce, plus white rice and macaroni salad. This is also my first time trying macaroni salad this trip, and don't tell anyone, but I actually liked it.
I think we finally dialed it in with our food choices in Maui, and we're really enjoying our plates.
It's our last day, so we do an early lunch instead of breakfast because we have a lot to fit in before the airport.
We go to Tin Roof in Kahului. Tin Roof opened in 2016 as Sheldon Simeon's casual mom-and-pop style eatery, and it's become one of those Maui places people plan their day around.
We each get mochiko chicken, we upgrade to garlic noodles instead of rice, and we each add a 6-minute egg.
Tin Roof doesn't have a sit-down area, so we eat it in the car in the Costco parking lot. It's our last day and it smells too good to wait. Our tip is to order online ahead of time. If we ever tried to clone a fried chicken, this would be the one. This is replicate worthy for Replicate Kitchen.
After Tin Roof, we drive to Makawao as a way to fill an extra hour before our flight. We have heard good things about Komoda Store Bakery on its main street.
Komoda is a family business that began in 1916, and the stick donut has roots in the early days when the family made donuts from bread dough.
The donut on a stick is a fun snack, and it would be easy to replicate the idea at home with donut holes on skewers for a party.
We take a scenic drive back down toward the Hana Highway, stop at Ho'okipa Beach Park for quick views, and then we squeeze in one more Maui snack.
We stop at Ululani's again, this time in Wailuku. It's our say goodbye properly snack.
We both get the same order as last time, except we skip the snow cap. I swap in coconut ice cream for my blue milk inspired combo, and Sean sticks with macadamia nut ice cream.
We return the Chevy Malibu, and because of building flight delays, and because we are a bit early to the airport, we are able to get on an earlier flight to Oahu. It helps us avoid a delay that might make us miss our connection, and it gives us time for one last meal before our long flight back across the Pacific.
We eat dinner at the Honolulu airport, and it's kind of wild that airport food this good ends up being cheaper than most meals we have had on Maui.
We both get black garlic tonkatsu ramen with pork belly, wood ear mushroom, pickled ginger, creamy pork broth, scallions, and sesame.
When we look back on this week, what worked for us most was flexibility. We enjoyed having a single home base on this trip, with a few big days that felt worth the effort, and with enough flexibility that the weather never had a chance to ruin this trip.
We also love how Maui has things you can't plan, like hearing whale songs underwater, watching monk seals nap on the beach, and realizing how much sunglasses change how you see the world.
When we come back, we want to do a luau. Old Lahaina Luau is high on our list, and we're also curious about the Royal Lahaina Luau since it's right near where we stayed.
We'd also love to try a stay next door at the Sheraton next to Black Rock, because being able to snorkel that area whenever conditions are good sounds pretty perfect.
If you've made it this far, thank you. It's been fun getting to hear from all of you in the comments of our videos, and we really appreciate you spending your time with us. If you want the deeper dive videos from this trip, subscribe to Replicate the Magic. It might take us some time to edit them, and they might be ready by the time you watch this.
And tell us in the comments what your most replicate-worthy Maui moment is. If it's food, we'll try to bring it to Replicate Kitchen. If it's a DIY idea, we'll add it to the Replicate Workshop list.
Thanks for joining us.
magic.